Goodness to you, goodness to us, and goodness to this place, this time, coming into a place where we gather together to go within, go into the quietness of our own being and the greater being together. And so just finding a place for yourself to settle, however that works for you, maybe with the breath, the softening of the body into your seat. And we begin. Returning consciously to the present moment. Softly allowing the nowness of the nowness as we wind up our kind of spiritual reset. I'm knowing and claiming that something has shifted in a way that is beneficial for everyone here. I'm so grateful for that. So more fully becoming present in the moment, perhaps bringing a little bit of movement to the body. And then when you're ready, gently opening the eyes and coming back into the space. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Good morning, CSL San Jose. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Please rise and join us in our opening song this morning. All right. Here we go.
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Let us make a joyful sound.
Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light. Everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one. One big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Josh, you didn't tell me about that part. And we were so thorough, too. So welcome, everyone. So happy to see you here. My name is Spencer Nassar, and I'm one of the practitioners in service to you today. There are over 30 of us that support this community. Yeah. So I'm so happy to be here. We have a wonderful day planned. There are people supporting treats afterwards. You've met some ushers here. And we have two other practitioners in core roles today. And one is Laura Marquard, thank you. And Laura did our meditation, and Laura is also doing HIGHWATCH for us today. And the other one is Susanne Mulcahy, who is our practitioner of the day. And Susanne will pray us in.
Good morning, everyone. So take a deep breath with me. And allow the toning of the bowl to bring you to center, to bring you to ground, that we will start the heart of our service. Grounding in this still, peaceful, magnificent space. I know that God is all there is. God is love and peace and possibility. God expresses in, as, and through me, just as God expresses in, as, and through each one gathered. And knowing this peace pervades through our entire service today. I am claiming as blessed every element of our service, our musicians, our sound team, all of the hospitality and concierge. And I know that we will love and receive and be uplifted by the message today from Reverend Caedmon Grace and Reverend Marcia Bencala. Because today is a day like no other. Today is this day, this moment, where we express and know that God and love is all there is, and we come together as a blessed community to celebrate that love, to lift each other up, and to know absolute possibility of this moment and the next and the next. And so in gratitude for all that is present today, all the love that surrounds us and uplifts us, I release my word into the action of the law, knowing it is already so in the mind and heart in God. And please anchor this with me and say, and so it is.
Okay, please stand if you're comfortable standing, and we will say our statement of being. We believe that life is good, that God is all there is, and that love is the only power. We are a welcoming and inclusive community of inspired individuals caring for and about each other and the entire planetary family, bringing the gifts of active compassion and kindness to the world. Our purpose is to transform lives, build dreams, and reveal God through education, music, service, generosity, and play. And while you're up, say hello to the people next to you and give a little hug maybe.
Love is why I'm here. Let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. Give
Okay, let's move on back to our seats.
and receive. Give and receive.
Okay, on back to the seats, please. I know it's hard. I know you're hugging people. You like it. We like it too.
If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive.
that's so beautiful. We are blessed with musical guests today, as I think you've probably already figured out. This is Sharon Henderson and Reflection. They're a Bay Area-based musical group, and they play in churches, temples, concerts, events, cafes, clubs, and venues around the Bay Area. And I love this description. They call themselves gospirational music, which is pretty cool. Sharon's performed with notable artists such as Stanley Jordan, Key Choice, and Patti LaBelle. And she's a 16-year member of the celebrated Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir. She has 2 CDs out, so check Spotify. Check Spotify, there's some good stuff out there. And she's joined by the Reflection Band, which include Rickey on keyboards, and Lee Henderson on bass, Tony Simpson on guitar, and Sonia on drums. You're not Sonia. What's your name? And Vino on drums. You don't look like a Sonia at all. Yeah. Cool. And they play a lot of different music too. They've been known to play R&B, jazz, blues, pop, and rock music. And their charter, which I just love, is to uplift and to, gotta read this second part right, and to spread the joy, to uplift and spread the joy. And there's something about through beautiful noise. Maybe I made that up. And absolutely beautiful music. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, church. We appreciate being back. We love singing at this community, all kinds of communities, but this is one of our favorites. Thank you so much for having us. What am I to do? And what am I to feel? I am like a child, and you are with me still. What am I to do? And what am I to feel? Oh, I am like a child, and you are with me still. Listening in the silence, even in the sadness, everywhere you are. Oh, everywhere you are. Let my soul surrender. Greater I shall be for what I came to do, and what I came to feel, and what I came to see. shall be. Oh, let my soul, let my soul, let my soul surrender to the heart of God. Yeah. Soul surrender, greater I shall be. Oh, for what I came to be. Yes, oh, and what I came to do, and what let my soul surrender. Let my soul surrender. Oh, greater I shall be. Oh, greater I shall be. Let my soul surrender. Let my soul surrender. Oh, to the heart of God. Heart of God. Oh, to the heart of God. Let my soul surrender. Let my soul surrender. Let my soul surrender. Let my soul surrender to the heart of God. Hey, hey, hey. Heart of God, let my soul surrender. Let my soul surrender. Let my soul surrender. Oh, to the heart of God, 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 to the heart of God. Let my soul surrender. Greater I shall be. Let my soul surrender to the heart of God. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Thank you, Reflection. Whew. Good morning, everybody. I'm Marcia Bencala. I'm one of the staff ministers here. No, I'm not Reverend Nadine. The way our interim spiritual director works is that Reverend Nadine will be here a few Sundays and during the week each month, and then she goes back to her home in Canada and continues to work full-time for us. So you can wave to her online. I'm sure she's online. So today's a special day. I don't know if you read the email that Reverend Nadine sent out this week, where she talked about surfing the crest of challenging times. And aren't we in that? So she talked about how when we open our spiritual intelligence, our self-awareness, we can know that there is a greater truth operating through us, through all. And that's a beautiful way for me to introduce our theme this month. I'm hungry. Okay, this theme this month, which is the flow of coming and going. And so that refers to the idea that we can maintain our self-awareness through spiritual practices. And so that then also introduces our weekly theme, which is navigating the tides of life. So if you think about tides, right, it's up and down. Actually, it's all around. And that is sometimes what I feel like. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today in a very different and special way that we haven't done for a while. We're going to have an interfaith conversation. And so before I formally introduce Reverend Caedmon, I'm going to remind us all that Ernest Holmes really had a very inclusive perspective on spirituality and interfaith connections. He believed that many of the spiritual traditions actually could resolve themselves into a few universal truths. He did not expect originally to start a church. In fact, what he thought is he was unifying these spiritual principles such that if you were a Catholic, you could be a better Catholic. If you were Hindu, you could be a better Hindu. If you were a Muslim, you could be a better Muslim. So he believes, and believed, he's dead now, sorry, that there are many, many paths to spirit, science of mind being one of them. It wasn't meant to replace them. He thought of new thought as a bridge. So we are, as a philosophy, grounded in Christianity. If you look in the Science of Mind text, he believed Jesus was a master teacher that fully embodied the Christ consciousness, and we each have that within us as we reveal it to us. But he also referred to Buddhism and Hinduism. So he viewed spirituality as inclusive and expansive, not exclusive and restrictive. He said, science of mind embraces all the great religions of the world and more. It recognizes the right of each person to think for themselves, to interpret the universe as they see it. So with that, let me introduce Reverend Caedmon. Reverend Caedmon, who uses the pronouns he and they, is intuitive. He is an empath and a healer. By providing others with a sacred space to hold life experiences and sort through what to keep or release, he guides them towards resilience and groundedness. He harnesses spiritual power to break down strongholds and generational trauma. He is a gatherer of people and a restorer of faith. Using the tools of wisdom, insight, humor, and kinship, he aims to bring into existence the mystery, poetry, and awesomeness of the supernatural world. He's been a staff pastor with the Christian Metropolitan Community Church of San Diego, MCC Omaha, and the founding congregation of the movement in Los Angeles. He most recently worked as a digital pastor for the community in Knoxville, Tennessee, and he serves on the board of TransFaith, a national nonprofit that creates theology and sacred space for trans people on many spiritual paths. Welcome, Reverend Caedmon. Let us get settled in our Pope chairs.
Yes. We're so wise in these chairs.
We're so wise. You're wise. So, Reverend Caedmon, here we are.
Here we are.
We've been excited about this. We've been talking with each other, getting to know each other, and I think we both are very excited about this morning.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So I think let's begin by having you take us through your spiritual journey, your personal background, and how you ended up a minister with MCC.
Yeah, thank you. I love this story, actually. I was born into a Christian family. My grandfather was a Pentecostal holiness minister. So they ran the aisles and waved their hankies. We did all the things. And I really enjoyed the vibrancy of that tradition, although as I grew older, I felt it lacked plausible and reliable answers for the questions my faith was having. And so when I went to college, I went to a Christian college by the Assemblies of God, and it was there that I realized that I was more in the liberal, progressive side of things because I didn't share beliefs with the very conservative people. And so I got involved with a student organization called Students for Social Justice. And it was there that I learned that the Metropolitan Community Church existed because one of my friends invited an MCC minister to come and speak to our conservative Christian university about how the Bible supports same-sex relationships and life as holy and sacred, and not a sin to be eradicated from our lives. And so I didn't like his presentation at all, which was disappointing, but I did like that it existed and I could learn more about it. One of the things that was true at the time is that I was a Christian who believed that the Bible was the word of God, from God, and in that you can't trivialize the authority of the Bible. And so that's the approach he took, was trivializing the Bible, and it just didn't work for the community that we were in. So over a period of time, I worked out my own theological understandings around same-sex relationships, and then after I graduated from that conservative school, I went to an MCC church for the first time. It would have outed me as an LGBT person, and I was closeted if I went to that church. Once I learned about MCC and understood the theology of it, it really resonated with me and I loved it. And it allowed a path for women to be ordained, whereas the tradition I grew up in, women were not allowed to be ministers. They could only teach Sunday school, and other women couldn't serve on the board. There's things I don't agree with. And so within MCC, there was a path to ordination and vocational ministry, and so I went through that process, and I graduated from an internationally respected Methodist seminary in Southern California, Claremont School of Theology, and I did my internships, and I got into ministry in MCC, and have been able to really live out the beliefs of love and compassion and advocacy that are core to our faith.
That's beautiful. It really resonates with me because we also teach inclusivity and that everyone is an expression of the divine without question, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Agreed.
Good. That helps.
The world is resolved now.
Well, we could say if everybody believed like we did.
Then they would be right.
But that's not what we say.
Okay.
That's not what we say. So tell me then, our theme this week is navigating the tides of life. So is there a profound spiritual practice or spiritual practices that have guided you through the tides of life?
Yeah. I love this question because the spiritual practice that is most profound to me is labyrinths, walking a labyrinth. Now, as somebody who grew up in a charismatic Pentecostal experience, silently walking a labyrinth was not my idea of a good time.
Really?
I did not find God there in the beginning. It was a real challenge for me. I wanted, driven music. I wanted passionate conversations. I wanted more sensory type things.
Are you talking about a physical labyrinth?
Yes.
How'd you first get introduced to that?
I was in seminary, learning how to become a clergy person of depth and breadth and spiritual groundedness, and it required me to get grounded in another kind of way. And so there was a course about mindfulness that was required, which is why I took it. And
I'm glad you're honest.
So we're in this beautiful chapel that's dark. The candles are all around this labyrinth. The professor is describing the significance of it. I'm bored out of my mind, about to fall asleep. And then we finally got to the point of not learning about it, but practicing it. And in walking the labyrinth, it put me in a situation where I had to be with myself and my understanding of God and the divine in a way that higher energy, distractive kinds of things allowed me to keep the deeper things at a certain distance, like a safe distance. And so in walking the labyrinth, I began to understand how all the things that happen in my life that are troubling to me are still happening within the confines of God's existence. So when you walk a labyrinth, the starting spot where you enter and the exit are the same. You go in and you come out the same way. It's not like a maze where you enter at one point and have to navigate space to come out somewhere else. Now, the labyrinth is in a circular shape, and the symbolism of that is that everything which happens on the path that you walk is inside the identity of God, where God exists. God is the container that holds all of everything. So as you walk a labyrinth, sometimes you're going toward the central place, the destination spot, and it feels like you're getting close to where the divine is. You know, in the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament, it says that the glory of God dwelled at the Holy of Holies, that central place and a house of worship. And so when you go into that space, you are transformed by the radiance and the goodness and the love of God. And when you come back out, that transformation improves the quality of your life and also the quality of life of everyone who encounters you, because you are now bearing the radiance, you know, the touch of God. And so sometimes in life, the tides of life, it feels like we're getting really close to God, and we can feel safe, we can feel clear, we can feel confident in the decisions we're making, in the connection we have with God, and all those things. And then there are other times on the path that is still within God's identity, you're walking away from the central place. And you're going further and further away, and you spend time going around the outskirts of it, and it feels like you're so far away from God. And it's just like seasons. It's not like when we're closer to God, we're better at our faith. When we're further from God, we're neglecting or failing at our faith in some capacity. It is inevitable that there are times we feel closer to God and times we feel further from God, and at all times we're still in the same relationship with God. And it is in that context that we can take all the things that happen in life and turn them into the goodness that God bestows to us. You know, we can take anger and rage and turn them into compassion, and, you know, we become that central place where toxic life comes to be dissolved, to have its peace and have its rest and release. We don't pass that on to other people. We don't put it out into the world. We metabolize that. We transform that. And what we give back is something better than we were given. And we can do that because we know where that Holy of Holies is in the labyrinth. And when you can't do a physical labyrinth walk, you can mentally walk a labyrinth. We, even in seminary, they taught us about finger labyrinths, which I thought was silly.
Can you show us?
You, on a piece, this is not one, but on a piece of paper, you have an image of a labyrinth, and you walk it with your finger. But it's not so much about the walking it with your finger, it's about the spiritual practice that you're doing internally while you do it. You take a question into the labyrinth, you take a prayer request into the labyrinth, and you meditate on that and allow Spirit to dwell with you. And when you come back out from that time with Spirit, you have an answer or clarity or patience to wait.
Yeah, what I was going to say, it's a very meditative practice, right? Yeah.
And now it's my go-to. And I don't like loud music, and I don't like the stuff that used to be a distraction.
But you're Reece's partner.
But Loud, not as in volume. Loud as in like a racket. Like off topic. Like not, yeah.
Like me.
Yeah, no. No, you're funny. So, you're actually right on topic, and it helped me segue to my next point about tides and change, is that there's really, in my opinion, two main types of change. Change that is forced, unwanted, unhelpful, the kinds of change we don't really want to have to deal with. They can be within us, they can happen from circumstances outside of ourselves. And for me, the unwanted, undesired change is how we come about our experiences of trauma. Like, it's too much happening all at once, and you don't have the ability to take it in and make sense of things. Difficult change, inevitable change, you have to acknowledge that it's happening and we have to respond, but it can be trauma imposing, and it can make things more traumatic for us. And then there's chosen change. And really, chosen change is healing, right? If you have change forced upon you that you don't want, it's a negative experience. If you're choosing a change, it's more of a healing, positive experience. So for me, when I have something that is not at rest within me, I can go do a spiritual practice, or I can go into the labyrinth and take that with me and say, how can I turn this unwanted change into a type of change that I can embrace? Right? So as a trans individual right now, the world, from DC's voice, is against my identity. That is a reality that I have to live in. I know there are people who agree with that. I know there are people who don't agree with that. But it is what it is. And so I can sit with how it feels to know that people despise me, and if I'm not careful, somebody could make a move to end my life, especially as we move to the South, right? Or I can say, what is within my power to do, I will do. And that is embracing the change that I have no control over, but that I can do something about, right? And so I feel like when we find ourselves experiencing more change that we don't want, we have to activate ourselves to create the change that we do want and live that out. Walk it out. Yeah. Yeah. I think I just want to sit with that for a second.
Okay, yeah. No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It says a lot about faith, I think, that you have faith to know.
Yes.
Right? And belief that how you walk in the world makes a difference.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The way I move in the world, it absolutely does make
Yeah.
a difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for all the things that have shaped me into the person I am today, although I did not like many of the experiences of being shaped.
And I think that's common for all of us in different ways, and maybe not as extreme, but we all go through that kind of process, right?
I think so, and I mean, I think it would be wonderful if people didn't really have traumatic experiences, because they can shift, the life experience indefinitely. Like, it's a marked change, and you don't get to go back to anything before.
Can you give an example of that?
Indeed, I can. This month, March, actually marks the 8th year anniversary of a motorcycle accident that I was the biker in. My left leg was crushed between the motorcycle and a minivan, which put me in a situation where I had to be rebuilt with bone and with hardware and with extracted veins from other places in my body, grafted so I had circulation. And that was a very difficult experience, a very painful experience. I would not wish on anybody. Could you remind me of the question, because I got lost in my emotions for a second? Do you remember?
It was about an experience.
Oh, trauma.
Moving from trauma to being changed.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember my point. If you don't ever experience really big trauma, be grateful you don't know what it's like to go through that. If you do go through a severe experience of trauma, know that your faith and the existence of community and the divine does have the ability to carry you through anything. Anything. I was even just thinking this morning, because it's becoming the anniversary of the motorcycle accident, it's been on my mind. And I had a chronic pain situation in my leg because of the nerve injury and other things for the past almost 8 years. And about 3 months ago, I was praying and I was discerning what to do, and I set some goals for myself and I made some shifts, and the pain that had been in my body for 8 years is gone. And that was not ever supposed to happen. Now, when you have the kind of chronic pain I had in my body, my experience of it was that there was a very angry, anxious voice yelling in my head all the time, please make it stop. In the pain, like for 8 years. And when you're constantly thinking that, it's really hard to focus on almost anything else. And one of the deep lessons that I learned from that is that the kind of like the source or the essence of life is energy. We are made up of energy. Various things give energy and various things consume energy. Chronic pain consumes energy constantly. So you never actually feel good. You never actually feel hopeful. You don't feel much because all you feel is pain. It's really intense. So to have that be gone from my life and be able to have energy come back to me, it also puts me in a situation where I get to remove very strong pain medications from my system. I'm off narcotics, which I took multiple times a day. I'm coming off of the nerve medications, and that gives me energy and that gives me brain power back that was otherwise medicated away. And so to be able to have my mind and my energy back allows me to recreate myself into what is next for me, which I hope we have time for the final question.
Yes, we will. We have time. I just want to say how much an alignment that is with the science of mind.
Oh, is it?
Because we believe...
I'm still learning science of mind.
I know that. She didn't. I know that. No, it is very much in line where we believe our thoughts, our beliefs, outpicture themselves in our experience.
Yes.
And it sounds like you went through yourself, through your process of examining your thoughts about anger and releasing that. I'm putting words now maybe in your mouth, but that's what it sounds like. You're funny. You shifted. And with your thought shifted, it shifted your energy,
Everything.
which then, because we're spiritual beings having a human experience, it reflected in your body.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Thank you for rephrasing it so well.
Well, but how you said it is how you would say it.
Yes.
And to somebody who didn't know science of mind, it would speak to them. Amazing. I know that. Yeah. So, another question. Our last question. So you were a pastor for over 16 years in a lot of different churches. And then now you've shifted to be an advocate for healthcare for LGBTQ community.
Yep.
So I'm thinking about how you live your faith. What's the same during all those years in terms of how you live your faith, and what's different?
Yeah. So it's a bit of a culture shock to go from church culture to corporate, and I like both of them differently. That's my one point. One of the things I find similar about being in the two very different environments is that my spiritual gifts remain the same and can function similarly, which has been a delight. So one of my spiritual gifts is intuition. I sometimes just know things I shouldn't know without people telling me them, and then they get confirmed when I say them out loud. It just happens. And so when I'm at work doing healthcare advocacy with my clients, if I sense my intuition saying we should pursue this path toward their stated goal, but the most logical path is this one, I present to my clients and I say, look, here's the most logical path. Here's what my intuition says would be the better path. Which one would you like to take? Because, I mean, not everybody is spiritual, and one of my practices is not to impose my faith upon other people and shared experiences. So what I find is that when my clients choose the intuitive path, we always wind up in these really fantastic, magical situations where we get outcomes that would not be expected in their favor. And then both parties are kind of wowed and amazed and acknowledge this is not normal. In a good way. It's super normal. It's better than what you should expect to get. And so with my clients, I have that relationship, and now we've gotten into the dynamic where they say, well, what does your intuition say?
I love that.
Which is a shift. And then with some of my colleagues, the work that I end up doing there is I've had to learn how to speak my beliefs in context. Because when I'm in a church and everybody there is of shared faith, they're all Christian, we speak in certain ways, and certain things are understood and assumed because that's all built into the tradition. In corporate, not everybody has the same knowledge of scripture or tradition or teaching. And so instead of me just saying blah, 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 as my point of view or my statement, I speak it very differently. I say, well, in my tradition, I would lean on this teaching, or I would lean on this value, and that would have me suggest we do this, which is very different. And the work, what it creates for me is my colleagues experience healing in their opinions and relationship with Christians. Because I'm a type of Christian they wish existed, but they don't see a lot of in the media. And so it's a really great opportunity that didn't exist when I was always in a church, because I wasn't exposed to the same sphere of influence in the world. And so at this point, they want me to, lead Bible studies and do different things, which blows my mind, because they're a bunch of, I'll speak casually for a second, they're a bunch of queers. They're a bunch of LGBT people, and they're like, can you do a Bible study with us? Can we talk about this? Can we that? And I didn't expect, I thought I was going to have a break from ministry, but
God leads you where you're supposed to go.
I trust them. I use they, them pronouns for God.
Oh, perfect. What it says to me is you are not dogmatic. You represent what I was talking earlier about universal truths and love and acceptance and compassion, and that's what they're feeling, which then opens them to your message.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else? How about any takeaway or closing message you'd like to leave with us?
A couple of takeaways for me are, if you think you're intuitive at all, or you want to be intuitive, or you have any sense of intuition, lean into it, because it's a magical life when you follow your intuition and your heart. It's very incredible. Oh, wow. People liked that one.
Yeah.
It is. And then I also wanted to share the takeaway. Let me make sure I have it all here. Oh, that all of life, everything happens within the context of God. Within the identity of God. And that change, which we choose, is healing. So choose change and heal yourself and all that's around you.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Yeah.
What an honor to be with you today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Reverend Caedmon.
And now let's lean into prayer.
Yes.
God, we're so honored to be your creation in your image. Thank you for the ways that you desire to release us from old injuries, from misunderstandings, from just life experiences that weren't helpful. Turn our thoughts, our bodies, our spirits towards you and your light, and allow us to be transformed even further into your image of compassion, of love, of redemption, of grace, of all things good. And may each of us, as we pursue you, be a beacon and a presence of calm and love in a world that is shifting around us.
And staying in that moment where we speak of the very same God, I know that there is one infinite presence, one universal life, one unconditional love, that which is the creator of all creation, that which shows up as the invisible and visible, that which is eternal, that which is the power, the only power, that is the truth and reality. Knowing that we each are an individualized expression of that one power, that one truth, that one life, that one love, expressing ourselves in unique ways that remind us that we are never separate from this thing called God. And so right now I recognize that all of us are here to realize and reveal ourselves as that embodied, compassionate, loving, spiritual being that we are. And I affirm that as I open my consciousness, the hearts of others know this love and sit within this one mind that is God. And we experience in our community, in our nation, and globally, the revealing of the truth that God is all in all. And so with deep gratitude, I release this word, knowing that it is already done in the mind of God. And we anchor the truth together by saying, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Yes, yes. And I still like the Pentecostal music. I like to get my praise on, get my dance on every once in a while. Okay, here we go. Okay, come on, put your hands together. This is about love, y'all. That's what we're here to do. We came to give love and spread love and be love. Yes, yes? All right. Think about it. There must be higher love down in the heart or written in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside your heart, I'll look inside mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We don't walk blind 'cause we try to see. Won't fall behind in what should be. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Where's that higher love I keep thinking of? Worlds are turning and we're just hanging on, facing our fears up out there alone. A yearning, and it's real to me. There must be someone who's feeling with me. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We won't walk blind 'cause we try to see. Won't fall behind in what should be. We're bringing a higher love. We're bringing a higher love. Oh, we're bringing a higher love. Where's that higher love we keep thinking of? Bringing a higher love. We are bringing a higher love. Oh, we're bringing a higher love. It's that higher love we keep thinking of. For it, I'm not too late for it. Until then, I'll sing my song to cheer the light along. I could light the night up with my soul on fire. I could make the sunshine with pure desire. Let me feel that love come over me. Let me feel how strong it can be. Come on, church. Oh, bringing a higher love. We're bringing a higher love. Oh, bringing a higher love. It's that higher love we keep thinking of. We're bringing a higher love. Yes, we're bringing a higher love. Oh, we're bringing a higher love. It's that higher love we keep thinking of. Bringing a higher love. Bringing a higher love. Oh, bringing a higher love. It's that higher love we keep thinking of. Bringing a higher love. Bringing a higher love. Oh, bringing a higher love. It's that higher love we keep thinking of. Come on. Bringing a higher love. We're bringing a higher love. Who's bringing love out there? Come on. Bringing a higher love. Where's that higher love we keep thinking of? Bringing a higher love. We are bringing a higher love. Oh, bringing a higher love. Where's that higher love we keep thinking of? Bringing a higher love. Bringing a higher love. Oh, bringing a higher love. It's that higher love we keep thinking of. Yes, yes.
Sharon Henderson in reflection. Yes. Bringing a higher love, bringing a higher consciousness, bringing a higher vibration. Yes, and now it's the time of the vibration of circulation. One of our founding principles, knowing that what we give comes back to us so many-fold, whether it's energy, money, power, love. And so please join me in saying our giving affirmation. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world, and it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power.
Knowing that abundance is ours in every way, shape, and form as it circulates in, as, and through us and through this community to support all that we create and co-create. I know that this gift is blessed, and so it is.
All right, as we begin closing our service, we have some announcements for you. Firstly, surprise, Susanne. The beautiful tulips, the beautiful flowers are a dedication from her wife, Jan. And Jan wrote, "Happy birthday to my beloved Susanne. I am grateful beyond words for your presence in my life, as is everyone who knows you. I am honored to walk our paths of least resistance together. Forever yours, Jan." Thank you, Jan.
Happy birthday to you.
Born in March.
Happy birthday to everyone. Happy birthday to you.
Everyone in March.
Yes, we sang that for all of you who have March birthdays. Do any of you have March birthdays out there? Caedmon. Great. Anybody else? Wonderful. Just a note, it's also March being Women's History Month. Did you know in 1857 is when they mark that group of women in factories in New York City went on strike for the first time about working conditions. 1857. Then 1987 is when Congress enacted this month as Women's History Month. But we got there.
Okay, so you've been hearing us talk about the Jesse Powers concert for a while. It's time, people, this Saturday. So if you don't have your tickets yet, it's time. Many of you have seen her. She's fabulous, and I hope we'll see you here.
I think
and we have a video, I think, from her.
And this song is about affirming that every day is a beautiful day. I wake up early to the morning sun. I don't know how it does.
Well, that's Jesse's power.
And the actual performance will be longer than that. Yeah.
Hi, CSL San Jose. It's Jesse Powers, touring New Thought musician from Columbus, Ohio. You might remember me. I was there about 2 years ago, and I'm super excited to let you know that I am coming back. On March 8th, I will be there to give a full concert of my original songs and tell stories of my time on the spiritual path. I am 33 years old. I discovered New Thought about 10 years ago, and a lot has happened between then and now, and I am dying to talk about it and sing about it. So please, come on out and share the evening with me. And then something super exciting is happening the next morning on March 9th. Next Gen, which is the young adult chapter of the Centers for Spiritual Living, is coming to take over CSL San Jose, and it's going to be fire. So looking forward to it. I will see you on the 8th, and then I will see you on the 9th. From the west unto the east.
So that's March 8th, Saturday evening concert. And you get tickets through Eventbrite. And then Sunday, March 9th, they are our service, Next Gen. It'll be great. Also on March 9th, we have 2 ongoing groups, one Animal Connections from 12:15 to 1:15, and the Caregiver Support Circle from noon to 1:30. And then we'll talk about the painting the Peace Rocks later.
Wonderful. So March 16th is the next town hall meeting. It's at noon immediately after service, and Reverend Nadine will be with us. So it's a great chance to meet her and talk to her in a different context, and we hope we'll see you there.
And then March 20th, starting March 20th, Reverend Nadine is going to teach one of the foundational Science of Mind classes called Spiritual Principles and Practices. It'll be Thursday evening from 6:30 to 9 p.m., and it's a combination of hybrid and online. And it really is about taking these principles and practice, many ways of practice. So it's an amazing class, and I hope you will join us then.
And I skipped one, so I'm going to jump around a little bit. I want to make sure we talk about the prayer shawl group. That is meeting on March 16th. It's the third Sunday in general from 1 to 3 p.m. And if you don't know about the prayer shawls, it's a wonderful group of people that get together and produce these prayer shawls. They are blessed and shared with people in our community in times of need and in times of sharing and love. So we are in a time of nonviolence.
Season of nonviolence.
We want to be in a time of nonviolence. In honor of the season of nonviolence, one of the things happening here is on March 23rd, we'll have our first annual Peace Walk. So join us for this Peace Walk. The walking route is about 2 miles, and there'll be opening and closing ceremonies, and again, that is on March 23rd. Again, on March 23rd, there's an outreach team meeting, which also happens on the 4th Sundays in general. Check that out if you have an interest there. I'd like to ask David to come up and speak briefly about Gourmets for God. Do you remember Gourmets for God? Ooh, it's time.
And you don't actually have to be a gourmet to be a gourmet for God. You can be a gourmand for God. You can just enjoy food and company. So Gourmets for God is coming back. Gourmets for God is both a community building as well as a fundraising event for our center. So what this involves is people within our community offer to host an event, whether it's at a restaurant, a park. It can be a simple barbecued hot dog. Sometimes they're fancier wine pairing things. We've done art events, painting events, ballpark events, whatever you want. Anyway, people volunteer to host an event, and then other members of the community bid on and win that event, and then you all have a good time, and you get to meet lots of folks and have a fun in your favorite environment. The host recruiting portion is going to begin officially next week, so it's coming. So if you have any thoughts about hosting a fun event, get those engines started, because we're going to get going next week. And then bidding will begin about 5 Sundays thereafter. So looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome spring. Thank you.
Thank you, David. And lastly, if there's anything that you have on your heart that's being carried heavy and you would like prayer, or if there's anything amazing that's happened in your life and you would like to express gratitude through prayer, we will have practitioners back there in our area under the windows to pray with you. And now I invite the youth to come forward, practitioners to come forward, and as they are doing that, I'm wondering if there's anybody here for the very first time. Hello, thank you. Welcome, welcome. Anybody else? Welcome. Just to let you know that after service, we have a concierge desk. If you have any questions, we have food. You can ask anybody with a stall or myself if you have any questions, so welcome.
Good morning, I'm Jennifer, and I'm the youth director here at the center, and we did have kids today, and teens, they're just a little camera shy today. So we had Leanne with our younger kids and Chris Grayson with our teens, and I'm also here to mention that we're having our rock painting party on March 16th, so we're hoping you'll bring in some little rocks next week, or bring them in on the 16th. I have a sample of a painted rock. It's not complicated. We're gonna have paints for you. We got a little peace sign. We got a heart on the other side. We wanna have a rock painting party on the 16th. We'll be here set up at tables before service and after service, but we need rocks to paint. So we're hoping that you'll bring rocks in next week. And small rocks, right? Small rocks. This is not called a boulder painting party. It's called, we want to be able to bring these with us on the walk. We'll have a wagon, we'll bring the rocks, and then we'll be leaving them in places that speak to us as just as little remembrance, a token of spreading peace throughout the community as we move through the space on our walk. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. And now
for our closing song.
For our closing song, and then your closing affirmation.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife.
2, please repeat after me. I am an embodiment of spirit.
I am an embodiment of spirit.
I embrace change and move forward in faith.
I embrace change and move forward in faith.
I follow my intuition.
I follow my intuition.
And so it is.
So it is.